So South by Southwest 2022 attendance reportedly dipped 20% from 2019 figures. Why did this happen? Well, there's a few reasons. Here's what they're going to tell you is what happened. Prices were high and there's inflation and fuel costs and rent is more, which is all true. That's something that is true. Something that they're not going to give credit to, that they don't want to really realize, is at least when I was looking at tickets and venues for South by Southwest, maybe this wasn't everywhere, but the ones that I was seeing, like the main events and concerts or whatever, I think it was for indoor events, people, they still had COVID restrictions, essentially, when it just wasn't necessary anymore. So I'm looking at this and saying that, because I was thinking about going, right? But I'm looking at it and thinking, well, if this is not necessary anymore, it's just going to be more of a hassle for me to go than just save my money and go elsewhere later. So like it or not, I know a lot of people who are just entrenched in that mindset don't like hearing that. But look, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt the bottom line when it doesn't have to. I think that, look, maybe a year ago, you could still say that these restrictions were for safety precautions, but since we now know that it was more so just about, hey, do this because we said so, and there's really not good reason for it, people are deciding where they want to spend their money. I mean, when you look at Coachella, who's, their attendance is not slated to drop. They decided to drop their COVID vaccine requirements and drop the mask. Like, if it's not necessary anymore, if we can clearly see, anybody who can look at a chart can just see that, hey, people who are vaccinated can still spread it just as much, like virtually. We'll say virtually. There's no real statistical significant difference between the vaccinated people spreading it and unvaccinated people, because it doesn't even factor in the people who already caught COVID. Then why are we still doing it? Like, if people are just doing it just to do it, at some point, I think, which I'll give people a lot of credit. I know I've been giving you guys some flack on this channel, but I'll give more of you credit. I've seen more people within the past like two to 3 months that, who may have been on the spectrum of like, I got to do this because the government said, and anybody who asks questions of the government is this and that. But I have seen more people within the past 2 months admit, like, all right, this just doesn't make sense, and have started to, ease their mind on certain things concerning that. But I mean, the prices of inflation doesn't help. Let's just note that. So whenever you guys are doing your concerts, whenever you're doing any gigs, any album sales, vinyl sales, NFTs, all that stuff, like just factor in the inflation price for things. We have not raised our rates yet on promotion or engineering services, website services, any of that stuff. But partially that's because we've been in the Web3 space and we've been getting staking rewards just for, being involved in the space, which has helped us. And that's enabled us to kind of pass some savings along to you guys. So for Spotify promotion, YouTube promotion, TikTok promotion, Facebook and Instagram ads, we have not raised our prices. I think it's important to note, though, that you do need to prepare. We're musicians, we're scrappy, we're trying to find dollar here, dollar there. But you do need to prepare for instances like this. Like when I said that we could pass on the savings to you guys, it was because we were prepared. We were doing all the things that we tell musicians to do, with the social tokens, Web3 and NFTs and all that. And we have not seen we have not seen enough percentage of artists who follow us or on our email list. Like, we can see how many people open the emails and how many people actually click and take any action. I'll just say, if you take action on things, your competition is staggeringly low. Like, the people who say they want to be a musician really don't. People say they want to be wealthy. They really don't. They just want to get paid for doing nothing. Most people. Now, there's a small percentage of people who like really do want to go after it, like go-getters, this and that. Most people will not take the action needed to get the end result. So I'm really not trying to do any sort of like, reverse psychology or anything like this. I just have the data to back up this point of view. It's sad. Like, I wish it weren't true, but statistically it is true. But the good news is, at any time you can decide that you do want to be one of the people who takes action, takes precautions, plans things, sets things up, so that you're not in the state, so that when stuff like this happens, you're in a position to help, not in a position to be asking for help. Nothing wrong with asking for help sometimes. But wouldn't it be nice if you could be in the position to give help rather than ask for it? So just some things to consider.